Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. Y'all, today we are going to do something so stinking cute, and I know that you guys will find so many different ways to use this. Stay tuned. So here's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about making this wonderful envelope and then dressing it up and filling it with all types of goodies. And as I was making this one, all I kept thinking was that we are now getting to the point where we're going to be able to have those weddings and outdoor events and all of those fun things that we haven't been able to do for the past year. So if you're looking for a way to create invitations on a budget, this is going to be a great way to do it. And as usual, I'll give you a closer look at this once we get ready to make it, but I just wanted to give you an overall view of just how sweet this is and how easy and inexpensive something like this is to make. You could do all of your bridal shower, baby shower, birthday, anniversary, invitations in this style. And this is perfect for any season, any reason, any gender. So y'all know what time it is? It is time to get started. All right, guys, so here's a look at the project that we're going to be making today. What I have done with this one is I didn't add the score here to fold over, but I will show you how we can do that. But I wanted an envelope that would stand up like this one so that we could dress this even more. And if I wanted to include some invitation instructions, I could place them in this folder. And if I wanted to write a personal note, I can do that on something like this. So this is going to be super simple to make. And y'all, we are not going to need an envelope punch board for this. And I'm going to share with you what I think is the easiest way to make envelopes on the diagonal. So let's do this. So I am not going to go over a list of supplies because it's going to be pretty basic. You're going to need something to make your envelope with, and I am using a 9x9. Now the process we'll be doing does work best when you're using a square piece of paper. So I have a 9x9, and I do happen to have more than one scoreboard, so that's what I'll be using for this project. Not my main scoreboard, but the extra scoreboard that I have because I'm going to make some markings on it. So here is how we need to start. I have a ruler that is 18 inches. And it's a good thing to have a ruler that is more than 12 inches for a project like this, because although I'm starting with the 9x9 piece, that piece becomes larger when I am going from diagonal point to diagonal point. And that's what we need to find. So I am going to take my ruler, place it on that first diagonal point, and then I'll place it on this diagonal point here. And this diagonal point for my 9x9 is 12 3/4 of an inch. So I am just going to make a note of that. That's 12 3/4 of an inch. Then we need to divide that by 2 so that we'll know where we need to place our points. So that's going to be 6 3/8. And so what we need to do is we need to take our ruler, place it on that first diagonal, and then place it on the diagonal here. And on the diagonal, my size is 12 3/4. Then I need to take that 12 3/4 and divide it in half. That's going to give me 6 3/8. And it's the 6 3/8 that is important. So what I'm going to do is I am going to mark on my scoreboard, the one that I'm not using. I'm going to start using it for my diagonal envelopes. I am going to go ahead and place the number 9 above that 6 3/8 inch point. Then I'm going to take my little fine tip and just come all the way down through that score mark, because that's where I know I need to be. And as I make more envelopes, depending on the size, my score mark color will be different. So here I wrote the 9 where 6 3/8 is. here at the bottom where I have this mark, I can go ahead and extend out my green, because now I know that whatever I place down point to point, I need to make sure that that point is on the 6 3/8. Then I'm going to slide this up so that you guys can see. Then I'll slide over that bottom point to where it's hitting where I made that mark there. So we want to make sure that we have our point to point wherever we drew the line for the envelope. And I hope that this is making sense, because it really is a very simplistic way of being able to get those envelopes that have the diagonal points. Okay, so once you have your envelope point to point in your scoreboard, where you score from this point is totally up to you. So I know that on the diagonal I have 12 3/4. So let's say I need an envelope that is going to be 5 3/4. Then I know that I need to remove 7 inches from this way. So on one side, I'll make my first score at 3 1/2. Then I'm going to rotate it to the opposite side of this one. So I'll be adjusting my points yet again, matching them up with my mark, and I'll score at 3 1/2. So now I have those two side scores where I took off 3 1/2 on this side, 3 1/2 on this side. That is going to leave me with an interior section for my envelope at 5 3/4 of an inch wide. So then I'm going to rotate it to the next diagonal. So I scored two sides at 3 1/2 to get the width. Now I'm going to score this just slightly larger than the 3 1/2. So this time I'm going to score at 4 1/2. I'm just going to add an inch to my score. So I have 3 score marks, 2 here, 1 here. Now, if I don't add another score mark, I'm going to end up with a back that looks like this. If I want to be able to close that envelope, then I would place it back in on the diagonal, and then I would make another score. I would make this score at 4, but I'm not going to do that because I do want this to stand up. So to recap, we made 2 score marks initially where we put it in, matched it up, and made those score marks at 3 1/2 on both sides. Then we rotated it to the next set of 9 points, and we scored at 4 1/2. Now I can put my scoreboard away. I am going to go ahead and fold and burnish all of my scores. So I have 3 scores, and this is my finished envelope. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? And the paper that I'm using for this is Prima's Water Floral Collection, and this particular paper is in the Water Garden. And here is the SKU. It is 55350-84979. Again, this is Prima's Watercolor Floral Collection, and it is a beautiful, beautiful collection. So now that we have folded and burnished, we're going to go ahead and remove this piece and this piece. So I'll go up to that score mark, cut straight through the middle, go to this score mark, cut straight through the middle, and that's what we're going to have. And I'll come over to the opposite side, go up to the score mark, cut straight down the middle, and then I'll do the same thing here. And let's say you had decided to make a score here, you would also remove those pieces from this top side as well, but we're not doing that. We're simply doing it this way. And guys, I cannot tell you how much I love this. All right, so now we can put this together. So I am just going to fold that in. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue right there so that when I fold that over, those 2 points hit and they won't be in the way. Then I'm going to take just a little bit of glue and place it right there. And then I'll place my glue right here. And now we'll just fold that up. I'll use my big old spatula to get everything nice and stuck. And there we have the most beautiful envelope. There is nothing like Prima paper to make something turn absolutely gorgeous. So that's the process. If you want to make your cards on the diagonal, that is how you do it. My recommendation is, if you don't have a ruler that measures greater than 18 inches, you can do it with a standard ruler, but what you end up doing is having to place it because it's only going to go so far, and then you have to make adjustments to get that true measurement. So I find that having this 18-inch ruler does come in handy. I don't use it all the time, but it is something that's handy when I'm doing a project like this. So y'all, here's what I have in mind for this. I have this Anna Griffin paper doll card topper kit. I have never used it. I've had it since she came out with it, and I loved it when she came out with it. I wanted to use it, but I haven't, and I think that this would be perfect for creating a beautiful Victorian style. So the kit is fabulous. You get these 5x7 mats, and look at all the mats that you get. Then you get page after page after page of paper dolls, and they really are beautiful. The only thing that I wish Anna would do is include more women of color when she's making kits like this so that they are truly representative of everyone. And then I know you guys remember playing with paper dolls when you were little. I do. I remember doing this with my sisters, and so Anna included all of these different outfits that you can dress your paper dolls in, and I think this is just fabulous. And then you have these beautiful dolls in the back ready to be dressed. All right, y'all, so I decided to go with this layout for my little card here. And one thing I forgot to show you that you also get, of course you get the pop dots because she includes those in every kit, but then you get these beautiful little birthday sentiments. Happy birthday to the most fabulous person I know. Happy birthday to someone smart, beautiful, talented, and reminds me a lot of myself. Happy birthday. May it be as awesome as your hair was in high school. That's pretty cute. I'm just so glad you were born. Let's overdo it. It's your birthday. I didn't forget. I'm just fashionably late. Happy birthday. You are absolutely great at getting old. So some of these are pretty humorous. There may be many benefits of getting older, but I don't remember a single one. Your birthday means that you are obligated to like the card I made you. And the last one is a true friend remembers your birthday, but never your age. So you get all of these, and I think you get 4 of each saying. So you get all of those in that kit as well. And it's the Paper Dolls kit by Anna Griffin. So if you go out to annagriffin.com and check the card kits, you can probably find this one. So this is the layout that I've gone with. And because I want to remember how I have this laid out, as I start to put it together, I am going to simply take a picture, and that will be my reference for how to lay this out. So I was going to use some of my dimensional dots, but I think I'm going to keep this pretty flat. So I'm just going to take this piece, and this is meant to be layered on other pieces, but for this, I'm just going to keep it flat, and I'm going to place it like that. Now this doily is one that I already had. It's not a part of the kit, but I thought it worked great with this. So now I'm going to take my little piece of lace and I just want to add some glue because I think, you know, it's not Victorian if you don't have a little bit of Victorian lace. So I am going to take that, place that down. So then I'll take this little floral piece, which is also from one of the many Anna Griffin kits that I often refer back to. And I am just going to place that on there just like that. And now we can take our happy birthday sentiment and place it like that. Use my glue, take my glue, and I'm going to place it right there. I chose to go with the sentiment that says, happy birthday to the most fabulous person that I know. Now I can take this whole set and just put my glue on the back. And then I'm going to place it down just like that. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue here to help that stay stuck. And this is one of those sweet little things that you wouldn't always do, but if you have that special friend who might be celebrating a milestone birthday and you really want to give them something that they'll cherish and display, this is it, because you could actually set this on an easel and it is such a beautiful reminder of what your friend did for you. So now I'm going to take one of the 5x7s because that is how we can write our message, and I'm going to put it on the inside just like that. I'm going to find me a little something for right there. So then I have this little lace flower, got it from Hobby Lobby, I believe, and I believe I picked this up in the bridal section. So I'm just going to apply some glue to the back. You can do this with hot glue as well. I'm going to take this out, put that right there at the top. This will need a moment to dry, but when we put that back in, how absolutely fabulous is this? It is so cute. And there is my finished little Victorian birthday card. But it all started with us making our own diagonal envelope, not the typical square or rectangle that we make, but we started with a square and we turned that square on the diagonal and created this beautiful showpiece that we were able to take and transform into this awesome birthday card. So I am going to bring my first one back in because this process can be transferred to so many different things. We can use this as invitations. We can use it as just a simple hello. Or in this case, I turned mine into a happy birthday. And I think that anyone who got this would love it and would definitely have a happy birthday. Now in another video, I'll show you a super sweet and simple way to present these beauties. But for now, you guys, I hope that you have liked this video. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.